Kristin Kamado. How are you doing today? I got lucky enough that I was able to do some Black Friday week shopping. Thanks, hubby. Love you. And I just wanted to share what I got. And maybe you have these items too, and you can tell me what you've crafted with them. Or if you see something that you like and you want to see a project done with it, do let me know. But let's dive in. Sequins! Woohoo! Spellbinders had a wonderful sale where they had, I think it was like an extra 40% off their clearance. So I dived right in. Got these pink opalescent sequins. You never know. I think shaker cards, of course. Springtime colors. And plus, this gal loves pink. Now, they were calling these champagne, but they looked a little copper to me, and I have some paper that has some copper with it, so I think that these will blend nicely together and still look elegant. Maybe on other cards, where depending on the gold, maybe champagne might work just as well. And since I was on that copper train, chugga-lugga-choo-choo, copper embossing powder. Now, I've never tried Hero Arts embossing powder, so we will have to take a look and see just how well that does compared to some of the others that I have in my stash. But I didn't have copper. I had silver, I had gold, I had white. I have a few other little colors sprinkled in, but I never had copper. But now I do, and I feel more complete now. This cutie, buy me craft supplies and call me pretty. I mean, if I didn't already have a channel name of Kamado or my Instagram of Kamado_creations with a K, this might be one I'd want to say. It'd be a long channel name, but boy, it sure be fun. This is a hot foil plate, one of the nice glimmer ones by Spellbinders, which I do have a new machine set, and I will be giving this a try, but I received from my crafty friend Crystal, who I've had the lovely pleasure of getting to craft with in person now several times, and am super excited about that. She made me the bestest birthday card ever by putting this on the front of the card and doing that cool ink blending technique, ink smushing on an embossing folder and then running that through. So now I can recreate those cards for my crafty friends too. And well, speaking of embossing folders, I just went hog wild since they were having a sale and picked some up. This was a fun one. It does create like a square in this little detailed pattern at the bottom, and it does kind of run solid, but it has a die, so if I wanted to cut out a border, instant border. I tell you, that sounds like fun. As you can kind of see, the die is hanging out there in the background. I did use this on one of my Nomi cards from Kendra's Card Challenge, but I did like how, there's the die, woohoo. But if you did run this through as one piece of paper, it does kind of look like it has a natural border or stopping place, even if you didn't use the die. So this creates a nice, lovely pattern, but they didn't just waste an embossing folder. They really went in and put that pattern together. So I do like that. Got me my first Simon Hurley embossing folder. Oh, I just couldn't wait. Geo Quilt. Now this one has been out for a bit of a hot minute, as one might say, but I am super excited because quilt cards, if anybody follows May or anybody that does those type of cards, embossing over the top, and I thought, well, a quilt is in the name. That's a pretty standard basic texture pattern for when you want to add something. Oh, and I tried it out on some silver paper, which I liked. And then I got myself just this general leaf pattern one from Spellbinders. It is a 3D one, but I have some paper from Stampin' Up! That's got leaves on it. Leaves are just general. Very fauna, especially if you add the flora with it on top. So I thought that would be just a good basic one to have in your stash. Now I did get more Simon Hurley embossing folder. I got the tulip, the twirling tulip, and with Spellbinders, I believe they were selling just the embossing folder, but they did have a pack in which you could get the matching stencil set. So yeah, this embossing folder, or all of them that I've gotten, as you can see, will take a full half sheet of paper, 5.5 by 8.5. Oh, that's an A9 card. So I now have the stencils to do the full thing. A9 card, Mr. Wheel. I'll be ready for you if that should come up. Now, I liked this set as well from, oops, sorry about hitting the camera. This set from Simon Hurley, too. I remember seeing this one when he came out with it at Ranger. They are red rubber, and they are just leaf prints. You know, I got that leaf embossing folder. These are if I wanted to stamp my own image. Maybe make a tone-on-tone. You see pretty pattern papers that often have leaves in them. Well, I could probably ink blend my own. I like the different leaf shapes, like the fern type shapes, and just kind of doing that. And then they had a special where you got the actual dies for them too. So I thought, well, that just seemed like a win-win. And then I got this die set. It's cover plate die basically, and it creates this really cool stripe pattern. You could layer it up as they show in the picture, but I just like the simplicity of just the basic stripes. I mean, just like the one stripe reminds me of Charlie Brown's shirt. However, in the examples in the listing, they show different colors were cut out for the different stripes that you could then inlay back in. And I thought that looks super fun too. Can you imagine just doing it all out of white paper and then ink blending or using like an alcohol marker to color the certain strips that you would want? Oh, it'd be beautimous. Okay, this one is the stencil of the month from November 2024 called Squared Away. It's a 5-piece stencil set. This is the example they give on the back. I really liked how this looked. It's geometric, so I'm down for that. And I didn't realize it when it came out last year, why it kind of looked cool, why it looked familiar. This is like the best purchase I think I bought. My older son, Dominic, his great-grandmother, so my husband's grandmother, made quilts for everyone. So Dom's quilt, the boy's now 23, right? Yeah, it's pink, but don't mind that. It has circus-type people and just various fabrics that Grandma Materano had in her stash. But on the back layer of this blanket is all these geometric rectangles and squares. And it didn't hit me until right as I was ordering through Spellbinders why that looked familiar. Well, it's because it's been on his baby blanket, which I use in my craft room when it gets a little cold. I cover up my legs. And I was like, oh, well, that's genius. Between that blanket and now the stencil set to somewhat recreate that, I could do all kinds of color patterns, but that just seemed like a win, and that maybe I should be buying this in honor of Grandma Materano. So that's the Spellbinders stash. Let's see what else I may have gotten along the way. All right, everyone. The next stop on the spending money on craft supplies that Kristin probably really didn't need but really wanted. Thanks again, hubby. Was Gina K Designs. Now, she had released as part of her Black Friday week the new color trio of cranberry, light, medium, and dark. But boy, oh boy, did you have to get in super quick in order to get it. I managed to get the little mini ink cubes in the cranberry color. I have most of her colors in the ink cubes, so I thought that would really add to it. I had the re-inkers in my cart, but boy, they went super fast. So I wasn't able to get the re-inkers this go round. If you are interested, from what I understand, they are on reorder. But, you know, it takes time to manufacture and ship those out. I totally get it. No big deal. I don't need the re-inkers right away. So it's okay for me. I understand others really wanted it ahead of time, so that's fine too. I understand that she will be putting those back out on her website as soon as they become available. And so stay tuned. I will be eventually getting those and all the other colors that I already have in reinkers. If you didn't know about Gina K and her shipping, she ships so much of her product in this bubble wrap. Thank you, by the way, Gina K, and your shipping team. It is a sticky on one side. I mean, the stick will eventually go away, right? And bubble wrap on the other side. I will be keeping this. I need to make a bubble wrap smoosher. If you know, you know. Thanks, NB Cards, for the smoosher idea. Having it sticky already on one side, I think that's going to help quite a lot. So I can't wait to try that out. I also picked up a lot of reinkers for some new colors that are new to my collection that Gina K has been putting out, I think, for about the last year or so. I don't think it's been longer than 18 months. Maybe someone knows and can let us know in the comments. But these are definitely new to me colors. I love how the shipping team that also puts all the reinkers into its own separate package. As you saw with the ink cubes, they're in their own little package. So that makes it nice. Just in the wild oddball event that something should happen during shipping, that ideally it would contain itself in there. Now, all these reinkers were placed then together in one bubble wrap package as well. So also that in the event something happened, it should be hopefully contained within. I have been, knock on my desk here, that nothing has happened to any of my shipments. I hope it hasn't happened to anybody else either. So I do appreciate their attention to detail on that. All these colors will go over here when I got the ink cubes. Now, I was able, with the amount that I spent, get a free incentive set. See, free, right there. Yay! So this was the one that I chose. I liked the boot and the matching mitten, plus the sentiments. I think Hello Friend I could use all year round, and Warm Winter Wishes is certainly one I can use for a good chunk of the year, being here in Colorado, and probably depending on where I'm sending cards to. I had the option to buy the matching die set that went along with that, so I did. 4-piece die set for a 4-piece stamp set. Perfect. Now here are the colors that I am super excited about, along with the 3 cranberries that I got. These were the new colors. I'm not sure which set was broken up into which. It was 4 for one thing and 4 for another. But we have Blue Sky. I'm very excited about this blue. Cadet Blue, which if you are a Stampin' Up fan, I haven't tried it yet, but it really looks like Lost Lagoon to me. So that may be a comparable, but I'm very glad that I have it in a Gina K design. Emerald Coast. That also reminds me of a Stampin' Up color. It's an in color, so it's going to be going out here March, April here of 2026. Is it the Summer Splash color? So that's kind of interesting. But we have Kelly Green, which is not my favorite green. I just don't know why, but I know Gina K has a grass green, and I think this green is just really going to fit in well with all the other greens that she has in her collection, just to round out some of those colors. I am super excited about this butterscotch color and cannot wait to swatchy. Marigold, which has, to me, a little hint of an orange yellow, still on the yellow side, so I really like how those pair together. Petunia, because I'm a pink fan, baby. Now, while there weren't really any oranges with this particular release, I wouldn't mind some more Gina K, in case you were wondering. But Sunkissed Coral, it does have a nice pinky hue. And, one might be able to stretch the brain and see that there could be some orange in there. She does have another coral color, which is orangey in tone a little bit more, so I like how those are going to pair well together. And that was the items I got from Gina K, and then as you saw, Spellbinders earlier. Is anything in here appealing to you? Is there anything that maybe you got yourself or from these same companies, or anything that you've seen that you want me to play around with? Do let me know in the comments below, or if you even just want to say hi. But I thank you again for coming by my channel. Stay tuned for part 2 of the hauls I have from Diamond Press that I ordered during their Teal Tuesday event. And I also have an order coming from Not Too Shabby when they were doing their 12 Days of Christmas, which should be arriving any day now. In fact, maybe even any hour now. And I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye!